Hello and welcome back to Marketing with LinkedIn. We recently just went over an overview of LinkedIn, a little bit about the history and the different profile types, especially those that deal with companies. But now we're ready to move into the posts. How do posts work? So, posts, the way that they are created on both company pages and personal pages, they operate the same. The difference is one, the algorithm's a little different, but then two, company pages only have followers. Personal pages have connections and followers. We're just going to look at company page examples because they're a little bit more applicable to what you might be creating. Um, the key to a good LinkedIn strategy from a business perspective is to have a blend of people that work for the company as well as the company page itself. That's going to come a little bit later. For now, we're just going to focus on the posts themselves. So here's an example from the graduate school. This is a strategy that I've largely been overseeing, and something recently we've tried to do is really kind of I've tried to be a little bit more hands-on and really practice what I preach, and that is providing some professional development, educational opportunities for people that are on LinkedIn and our target audience. This post, this wasn't my post, but falls within the strategy. The things I want to show you is there's three components to a post. There is the text. Just about every LinkedIn post needs to have some sort of text. Unlike a lot of the other social networks, there's got to be some sort of not just text, but context that is added to whatever the media is. And the media is the second piece. The one thing I wanted to share about this post that I don't think is great is the photo. It's a stock image. It's better than nothing, but doesn't really stop the scroll. And when you're thinking about a graphic or a photo that stops the scroll, you need people and not just the back of a head. Um, so to give you an example, and things that you'll notice do a little bit better are photos of people. So, here's, by the way, the components. Um, this is more of a scroll stopper, right? This has faces. This has a degree. I think they call it um, I guess it's just the degree, but it's actual people. Whereas over here, just the back of the head of a girl looking at the computer. Um, the content is what it is. It's probably good, but you need some sort of media. But then you also need an interactive element, which to me can be a link, like you see here. Could also be a poll, or which I'll show in a moment. But you'll see here. Also, they have links. Links get automatically turned into short LinkedIn links, which is that https://lnkd.in. That's just an automated thing. They probably just put in a regular link to an article and then it got turned into that. But um, the way that I am, looking at this, the examples I gave are both images because they are the most impactful types of content on LinkedIn. It's not video and it's not the interactive stuff like polls. The images have the highest rate of comments and they have the highest rate in general of engagements. Um, you know, this example, I didn't mention photos specific. Images and photos are different. Photos are a type of image. They're, photos. Images can be anything that are designed, anything that's a graphical representation of something that you're putting onto a social media post. Um, this here is a photo of somebody, but really, when we think about how images are utilized, if you are using a designed piece, you want to make sure that it has your company branding. And while this is a video, it also has a thumbnail that has the company's branding included. On a video, I mean, really, the key takeaway on video content is that, hey, it's not actually that great on LinkedIn. And honestly, the way that the LinkedIn algorithm seems to apply, it seems to be very simple. Um, Images are great, people are great, videos, no. They are not actually shared posts. Also, reposts don't do great either. Um, the one advantage, it's weird, like on Instagram, you're fairly limited in the different sizes of content you can share. Like images, you can do a 916 and a square or 4:3. That's it. Videos, it's pretty much just a reel now. You can do the high def 16:9. It's just probably not going to do so hot. Now, um, on LinkedIn, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Images have no requirements. Videos, I mean, yeah, they want it to be 16:9 or 916, and they will give you a little bit of a boost if it's 916, like the taller TikTok style. But really, videos just aren't great on LinkedIn. Obviously, they can do well. And if they're really impressive, if the content's really strong, sure, it can go viral. But in reality, both styles of video are just not going to get you the earth-shattering number of engagements. When I started my company's page on LinkedIn on Instagram, I posted a bunch of photos and images and carousel posts. None of them did super well, and it was all the stuff that did well on LinkedIn. Then I posted a couple of 916 TikTok style reels, and they took off like wild, like they spread like wildfire, and they did really, really well. On average, I think the number of real video views was like 5 times that of how many people saw my image posts. If you were to do that same thing on LinkedIn, you'd probably actually see a decrease in total views on your videos as you saw on your image posts. Kind of strange, but for whatever reason, that's kind of the situation. But back to the polls I was talking about. This is you can still do this. Add a little poll that people can vote on. There was a time a couple of years ago where polls were considered the kind of the be all end all of company pages because every time somebody voted, it counted as an engagement, and it was a lot of them were kind of clickbaity. Um, Recently, over about the last year, LinkedIn's algorithm has changed so much so that polls are kind of dead. They are interactive; you can still do them, but they are just not what they were. I think people saw them as a cheat code in the early 2020s, where if they posted a poll in addition to some other content rich post, they could see a spike in reach. And I was guilty of trying this out a couple of times and saw really nice results. Then I remember one day I posted a poll and it just fell flat. I got like 0 votes. I think it was me, and that was it. And I noticed a lot of other people kind of saying the same thing, and there was some research done into that. And then LinkedIn finally came out and said, "Yeah, we polls are very surface level. They are very just kind of superficial. They are not driving real conversations." So yeah, this is still a thing, but the fact that, in this example, 13 votes on a page with what, 10,000 followers, um, that's a sign of the times. Now, the content that has changed, that has become a little bit more impressive, are LinkedIn Live and events. I didn't realize there was actually a video. Um, you can now post events to LinkedIn, which do pretty well. They're not massive engagement magnets, but they do help. It's kind of like Facebook events, where it's really just a page for an event. It will pretty much go away after the event's over, but between now and the event, you can say you're going and or say you're not, and admins can post updates, and you can share it with people and invite other people to it. But that's about it. Um, there's a couple of things you can do, but not that great of an opportunity. Um, I would say it's nice. But yeah, if you're going to host events, this is a nice supplement, but probably not where you want to focus all of your content. All right. Before I get into the algorithm, I think this is a good place to pause, and we'll use you start on this slide in the next video. But really, I just wanted to go over the basic types of content that are out there and how you can utilize them on a company page. Again, you can do almost all of these with a personal page. I think events you can't do, but otherwise, you're in a pretty good spot. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video where we're really going to dig into the algorithm and a couple other types, specifically carousels, because those are a really good way to drive engagements that even images sometimes will struggle to get. So I will see you in the next video.